Well, it's December 27th. We've been having a major snowstorm here all day. Not that bad, I guess, really, but high wind, and we've probably had 4 or 5 inches of snow. I was up at the house most of the day, and the power started flashing on and off, and I thought, what am I doing here? I can go out and light a fire in the cabin and have it quite toasty and warm in no time. Well, I've just got the fire lit, and I can feel where it's starting to warm things up. The only light that I have in here is the lamp that you see going there, the Coleman lamp, so I guess we're not showing any. Well, I guess that's not too bad, is it? A little look around the cabin. I may well spend my first night out here. I brought soup to warm up for supper. Can't decide if this new camera gives a better, wider angle than the other one did or not. I think that's as wide an angle as I can get with it anyway. That's my plant cam there. It's been operating out here all day. It started taking pictures one frame a minute, 8 o'clock this morning, and it's just stopped now at 4 this afternoon. So I will be adding the footage of the snowstorm as it progressed, I guess, to this video later on. Well, it's 25 to 6, dark outside, and I'm very glad that I came out here and did this. I left the outside lights going over at the house, and through the trees I can see them if the power's on, but everything over there right now is dark, so that means our power has gone off. Here on the island we don't have anybody to put it back on for us. There's no local employee of the Power Commission anymore. Used to be years ago. Matter of fact, I think when I was younger there were 2 here year-round. Now we have no one. So when the power goes off, it is off for a minimum of 4 hours. By the time a truck gets here from the mainland, they have to come through the U.S. to get here, and then they get the power back on. Well, this heavy snowstorm will also slow that down, so chances are the power will be off most of the night. Not terribly concerned about it. It's just barely at the freezing point, so there isn't any danger of the water freezing up or anything inside my house. Everything will be fine. I have the fire going out here quite nicely now, and it is up to 14 degrees, slowly warming up all the time. So that's the first update here. I haven't yet made up my bed, but it looks like I am going to spend the night. Well, it's 20 to 7 in the evening, and the storm is still raging, I guess. It's not all that bad, but I just stepped outside, and it's still snowing quite heavily, and the power is off. I have a little battery-operated radio out here. Just listened to the CBC News, and they report that the power is off here on Campobello and over on one of the neighboring islands here, Grand Manan, the larger of the 3 Fundy Isles. So I don't know where the problem might be, but I'm very thankful that I'm out here in my nice warm cabin with the fire going. Supper is starting to warm up here, I guess. I brought a can of soup out with me and some crackers. I have tea out here, and I think there's some sweets here somewhere too, so everything's going to be quite comfortable, I think. Well, it's 8:30. Still right around freezing outside. I've had to open up the window in the door and one of the other windows to cool the room off a bit. I got a little bit too much of the bio bricks in the stove, I guess, but it's cooling down nicely. I just noticed that the lights are back on over at the house, so that means that the power outage must have been over on the mainland somewhere. There hasn't been time for a crew to get here from the mainland to repair it, so it must have been something in the power supply before it left the mainland that's back going. The wind doesn't seem to be quite so bad, and I was just outside briefly. I don't know if it's snowing or just blustering snow in the wind. But anyway, I'm about ready to settle down for the night. I've got my tea, I've been reading. The lamp seems to be still working well, so I'll settle in for the night and show you what things look like here in the morning. Well, it's 8 a.m. and the storm is over. Starting to sort of clear. You can see a little bit of pink in the eastern sky there. This is looking out the window in the door off towards my house. Sort of make it out there or not, and I can see a bit of it anyway. The bit of brown of the house and the white of the snow on the roof. Had a very comfortable night. Around 6 o'clock this morning, the fire had practically gone out, but it was still only down to about 18 degrees in here. Overnight it didn't go any lower than just right around freezing, right around zero outside. I don't know how much snow we've got. Looks like maybe, I don't know, 8-10 inches, I guess, something like that. Anyway, I will, on my way back to the house, I'll try to get a look of what the cabin looks like in the snow, and then I'll get my winter's night in the cabin up on YouTube. I don't know if the wind is bothering this microphone or not. On my way back to the house, I thought I'd take a little look at the cabin. And I notice on the ground out here in the snow, I've had company during the night. One bunny rabbit at least. There's a set of rabbit tracks. Came down the same trail that I used to go back and forth to the house, which I'm not going to use this morning. The trees are hanging so low. I'm going to go a different way. But, we're starting to get some clearing here. That's the edge of the hoop house. You can see a little bit of blue sky starting to show up, so I guess the storm is over. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this night in the cabin as much as I did. Well, I did come back out the same way that I always go, because everything else was worse. I didn't get too much snow on me, I guess, but this is my pumpkin sweet heritage variety apple tree. Strange thing that never loses its apples. They're all brown now, like because they've thawed and frozen so many times. Not brown this morning, they're covered with snow, but it's a strange apple tree. The robins in particular appreciate it. In spring, when the robins start to return, they tear the apples open and I guess, I don't know, eat some of the flesh inside, but I think they also eat the apple seeds. And just give you a little look over at my house. It's survived the night. That's my other bird table, neither one of which have any feed on them this morning, and the birds are talking to me here everywhere, so I guess I better get busy and put out some bird seed.